The history and origin of Ramadan or fasting. Fasting is the third of the five pillars of Islam, at the same time an important practice. According to the laws of Islam, it is obligatory for every healthy and sane adult Muslim to fast every day during the month of Ramadan. The word Roja is Persian. Roja comes from the Persian word Roj. Its Arabic is Saum or Siyam, which literally means refraining from an action. Terminologically, fasting is the name of abstinence from all kinds of eating and drinking and all sexual acts, including obscenity, lust and abuse, and unjust behavior and injustice from sunrise to sunset. Since this practice is observed from the beginning to the end of the day, it is called fasting. There is disagreement about when and which fast was first obligatory. Some say fasting on 10 Muharram or Ashura was the first obligatory. According to some, fasting was obligatory on the 13th, 14th and 15th days of every lunar month. In fact, fasting was prescribed in all ages. From Prophet Adam to Prophet Muhammad, fasting was prescribed during the era of all the prophets. The first Roja or fasting in history. Not much is known outside of religious history about when fasting began. In the book Principles of Sociology, the famous English philosopher Spencer researched several examples of wild communities and biographies and wrote that the basic criteria for fasting may be that the primitive wild people were naturally hungry and thirsty. They thought that our food reached the dead through this process instead of us. But hypothetical facts are never accepted by people within the scope of reason and intelligence. Encyclopedia of Britannica 10/194. Allah spread the practice of fasting for the first time in human history by imposing the law of fasting on Prophet Adam. Allah mentions this in the Quran. O believers, fasting is enjoined upon you as it was enjoined upon those before you, that you may be God-fearing. Surah Baqarah, verse 183. In the explanation of this verse, Allama Alusi mentioned in his book of Tafsir, Ruhul Mani, that in the above verse, as far as the history of fasting is known by researching the Quran and Hadith, Allah sent Adam to paradise and ordered him to observe a special kind of fast by prohibiting him from eating the fruit of a tree. In this regard, Allah says in the Quran, O Adam, you and your wife may live in paradise and eat whatever you want from wherever you want and be satisfied. But do not go near this tree. If you go or eat its fruit, then you will be among the wrongdoers. Surah Baqarah, verse 35. This was the first fasting in human history. Adam and Hawa succumbed to the persuasion of Satan and ate the fruit of that tree, and as a result, Allah sent them to earth. Then they regretted the mistake, repented, and fasted for 40 consecutive years in return. Fasting in the era of other prophets. After Prophet Adam, there was a rule of fasting in the time of all other prophets. However, their method of fasting was different. Fasting was also obligatory on Prophet Noah. Prophet Muhammad said, Noah used to fast throughout the year except the first of Shawwal and the 10th of Dhul-Hajj. Ibn Majah. Prophet Musa fasted for 30 days before the revelation of the Torah. Then Allah revealed to him and ordered him to fast for 10 more days. Prophet Idris used to fast every day throughout the year, and Prophet Dawood used to fast one day after another. Historical relationship of fasting with Ramadan. Hassan Basri said fasting for a full month was obligatory on the earlier followers of prophets. The Prophet Muhammad said Ramadan fasting was obligatory on the followers before you. Allama Alusi said Ramadan fasting was also obligatory on the people of the holy books. They forsook it and fasted for one day a year, the day Pharaoh was drowned in the Red Sea. In later times, the Christian community followed by the Jews observed fasting on the same day. However, they added 2 more days before and after it. In this way, the number of their fasts reached 50 quota to increase at various times. If it is difficult to fast in summer, they change it to winter season. In a hadith narrated from Mujaffal ibn Hanjala, the Holy Prophet said that fasting for 1 month of Ramadan was made obligatory on the Christians. Later, when one of their emperors fell ill, they vowed to extend the fasting period by another 10 days if Allah freed him from the disease. After that, during the reign of the next emperor, when the disease appeared in the king's mouth while eating meat, they fasted for an additional 7 days. Later, another emperor said, "Why live for 3 more days?" And he also says that we will observe these fasts in spring. In this way, the number of fasts exceeds the number of 30 and reaches the quota of 50. Abu Janad, an Arab writer of 74-7, reported that a Mandain community in Al Jazira region of northern Iraq used to fast during Ramadan even before the conversion to Islam. It is even said that the holy books given to Prophet Ibrahim was revealed on the first of Ramadan. Torah came in 6 Ramadan, Jabur in 12 Ramadan, and Injil in 13 Ramadan. Although the month of Ramadan was not counted outside Arabia, but this calculation is said to have been fixed in accordance with the different calendars. Fasting in Islam. The Holy Prophet used to fast only on Ashura after his arrival in Medina. Narrated by Ibn Abbas, the Prophet Muhammad migrated to Medina and saw that the Jews of Medina fasted on the 10th of Muharram. He asked them, "What are you fasting today?" In reply they said, "Today is the day when Almighty Allah freed Prophet Musa and his people from the grip of Pharaoh and killed Pharaoh by drowning him in the Red River. For this, Musa fasted on this day as a gratitude. So we also fast on this day." Then the Prophet Muhammad said, "We have more right than you in following Musa." He then fasted on the day of Ashura and instructed the companions to fast. Bukhari and Muslim. Above all, on the 10th Shaban, 2nd Hijri, Allah revealed the verses in the Quran to the effect that the fasting of Ramadan is obligatory.